It's gonna. Oh, there it goes. It's live.
We're
Live,
live.
live with Justin Belmont, coming straight from the moon. Yes, it can be done. We can get transmissions from the moon. You haters.
Yes, 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 we can.
So, because Justin's doing it right. Oh no! Hold on. I knew this would happen.
What happened?
Okay. I just had to pause it because it was feedbacking my audio, but I think I stopped it, so we're good. I'm on a new computer. I'm fulfilling at my parents' house. I use up the space at their place to do a lot of my fulfillment. So, can you see the boxes behind me?
A little bit, yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's like some Cerberus and stuff. So yeah, how was the convention? You said you just got back from Denver.
Yeah, I was at the Denver Con. That's where I live, about I don't know, 20 minutes away. I'm at Chevy Chase today,
Nice.
and I got to meet Mark Silvestri. I've been waiting 32 years or something like that to meet Mark.
Cool.
So uh, that was pretty cool. I got to do like this quick Logan remark in my sketchbook.
Oh, like a sketch or just like this?
Yeah, just a
Oh
little
yeah,
quick sketch, like a
nice.
15-minute sketch.
Yeah, I he's one of my favorites, and he's easy to argue that he could be like the goat or whatever. You could definitely like make an
Oh yeah.
argument for that. And it's a lot of his. I love his Wolverine stuff.
Yes, that's what I got at Logan. With the cigar, and he has like the hat, like the style that he drew him.
Yeah,
That
that's
that
cool.
way with the wife beater, how he has the wife beater on and all that.
Yeah, because he drew like looser than other people in that era too, but it was still like a perfect kind of house style. And then he totally reinvented himself and invented like pretty much the image look that everyone associates with it, or like the Top Cow look, I guess. Not really image.
Yeah, he's one of my favorite artists, I would say.
Yeah, how was it meeting him? What did he say? Is he a decent guy?
Yeah, he's a pretty cool guy. He's got a long line and a lot of fans. So I got there early and just barely squeaked on his commission list. That was the last one that he took
Oh,
for
nice.
the day. But yeah, I got to meet him. He's really tall. Holy shit, he's like 6'5", 6'6", or something like that. So I guess because he's that tall, he doesn't travel a lot. 'Cause it's,
Oh,
it's hard on him to travel because, you don't got that much leg room. Even I'm 6'1" and I don't fucking got any room. So I can
yeah,
only imagine if he's 6'5" or 6, um, that traveling is not fun, cramped up in a little plane. So he doesn't really go outside of California that often doing shows. So I go all these conventions my whole life, and in 30 years, whatever plus, I never seen him attend any show that I was ever at.
yeah.
And I always wondered why, why? Why doesn't he do any other show but San Diego? And then, then I was told the reason why, and now it makes sense, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's cool he picked Denver of all places. That's kind of maybe even a little bit of a good sign. He didn't pick like Portland or something.
It's probably not that far of a plane ride from California to Denver, probably 2, 3 hours or something like that.
Yeah. Oh, Denver has the infamous airport. Have you heard any of the conspiracy theories on that?
Yeah, I was doing a show called Cannabis and Conspiracies on my channel on Tuesdays, and one of the episodes we did talk about the Denver airport because I see that creepy shit every time I fly out of there.
Yeah.
Um, you seen the murals and the gargoyle? They got
Yeah.
this gargoyle bust that's coming out of like a suitcase, and if he's right in the baggage area. So if you're going to get your luggage, he's on the top shelf, so you can only notice him if you're like really looking up. He's not like at eye level, but he's just a
Yeah.
creepy looking gargoyle just sitting on a shelf. And then they got other weird things, like that went over budget by like billions of dollars. They accidentally built an extra building. Sorry about how the
Accidentally.
extra building, and then they said, "Oh, we're not going to destroy it. We have a good idea. We're going to bury it." So they buried the extra building underground, like a
What?
six-story extra building, and the original luggage, whatever they call it, the luggage system that brings everybody's luggage through the airport, whatever. The original one like cost millions and millions of dollars and it never worked. So instead of fixing it, they had a better idea. They made another one.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
abandon the one they spent 50 million, whatever it was, and then they just made another one.
That
Eh,
sounds like it could be some money laundering for that secret building. They got some shit down there.
God
But
knows what they got in there. I heard some guy had a story where he said that he saw a holding area under there that can hold like tens of thousands of people in it. And he can't think of any other reason why it would be down there except for containing a lot of people.
yeah. Yeah,
And
that's creepy.
like they had different construction crews work on each level, so the other construction crew didn't know what the other one did. So it keeps another layer of secrecy. So they hire somebody to do one part, and then they say, "All right, see you later." Then they get another crew in there to do the next step. So
Yeah.
they use so many different construction companies that no one knows what the other company did. So
Yeah.
just a lot of strange stuff. Then they got a devil horse, Lucifer out front
Think
with
that's what I've seen, or that's the basic level is like there's some sculpture there right in the front that's like
yes.
creepy and kind of weird or whatever. But yeah, that's like that kind of stuff. I believe it. Like I'm a conspiracy theorist at that point because once you say all that stuff, I'm like, there's definitely something going on there. And
Yeah, but why the guy was making Lucifer, the artist, the sculptor, whatever, he had it in his studio or whatever, and it fell on him and crushed him, and he died from his own creation. And they
wow,
still used it and put it up, and they say it's the fear off like evil spirits or whatever. That's why
yeah,
it's
yeah,
that's why it's there, supposedly.
yeah, yeah. So, your book, it's on Fund My Comic, right?
Yes, I'm on Fund My Comic right now. Um, believe it
That's
or
my
not,
dad in the background.
is he going to help you fulfill it?
Yeah, yeah, they help me pack. That's like a big part of why I do it here, which is
Oh,
very nice.
really?
Yeah.
Oh, man, I had to do every single one myself. Not even my wife would lift a finger for me. You know what I mean? I was just like, I'm gonna do every damn package myself. I
Yeah.
actually enjoyed it. I thought it was gonna be like the worst part, but I actually enjoyed it. I made it fun, and I've actually had a good time doing it, which I was surprised. I didn't think I would like it, but
Yeah, I actually kinda like it too. It's a of all the if you do everything, you haven't done it in a while, so like, it's a nice change of pace. I've been drawing all day, so I'll be a few days, I'm packing all day, and then you just throw a movie in the background, so I'll catch up on some movies I haven't seen, and I get a lot of inspiration from that, so I'll take notes of like, "Ooh, maybe a story kinda like this," or whatever, and, um, and then, yeah, just packing and my parents help. I'll have friends come over and help sometimes and stuff.
oh, nice.
But yeah, what about you? What's your ritual for fulfillment?
I just get high, and then I do one tier at a time.
Oh yeah, nice.
That's the best way to do it, I think, the easiest way. And to like, I like to edit the file, the CSV file, and then make them into separate groups based on the
Yeah,
tiers, so they're all exactly the same. So I'm working on the same type of order.
yeah, I
So
do that too. Yeah, and then you get them all in a pile, then you box them all, stamp them all, take them to the post office, kind of thing.
yeah, then I got the label printer, thermal printer, so it doesn't take any ink and it just spits them out. Um, I don't know. I enjoyed it. I just did the fulfillment like in my living room and kitchen area. That's all.
Oh yeah, nice, nice. So were we saying something on? Oh, fun. Just that it's on Fun My Comic. I'm gonna.
Yeah, it's on Fund My Comic right now. This is my second chance campaign. It was originally on Indiegogo.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So okay, yeah. So
You can see my totals just under 10K, but most of that funding is from Indiegogo. So you can see underneath it tells you how much it was like 8,000 something was from Indiegogo
yeah.
underneath. So that's a new feature on Fund My Comic. So it kind of brings over your total from your other platforms.
Yeah, that's cool. That's good to know and good to see it. I think it's probably good for like backers even when they come in and see the full total. They're like, "Ooh,
Yeah,
nice."
they see that a lot of people have backed your book. It makes your project look better, stand out a little bit more. Just a cool feature, something different that the other guys aren't doing. Um,
Yeah. Yeah, so it looks great, and it's almost at 10,000.
yeah,
Did you
that's my
come up
goal. I really want to hit that goal. I've been trying to do that right now. Really close. I'm also on Kickstarter. I know a lot of people don't like the back on Kickstarter or whatever, but um, I'm like $100 and something dollars or something on Kickstarter. Just threw it on there to see what happens. I'm not even really
Yeah,
promoting it or
I
anything
did that
like
on
that.
my I did that on my last campaign,
Oh, you
and,
did?
it raised, like, 500, but I had set the
Yeah.
goal at 1,000, and so it just ended, and it was nothing, and I was like, "Whatever," and
Ah,
I didn't promote it at all, I just kinda, like,
that's
'cause
what I'm doing. I didn't
yeah.
promote it at all, but I threw it for $100. So
Oh,
I
yeah,
didn't want to. Yeah, I was figuring, at least get $100. If not, then forget it. But
yeah.
yeah, so I put it on there for $100, and because I'm really close to 10 grand, so I figured I might as well just throw it up on Kickstarter again and see what happens.
Does this keep track of that too, or is that separate?
No, that's not adding that yet.
Okay, so with
So when you
that,
do add that, I am $265 away,
cool.
assuming nobody backs out. 'Cause Kickstarter doesn't, charge anybody until the campaign ends. So I'm very close.
Yeah. Oh, I like of how you pictured the digital comics on a tablet, that's cool.
Yeah, I found it on some website, and it's like you just throw your image in there, and it does it for you, kind of.
Yeah, oh, yeah,
It
yeah.
throws it on there. I found it one day, just ran across it, and it was free to use. All the rest of them, they wanted money for that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Is Weaponized Werewolf and Smokes the Fox the same universe? Or
Yes, and both stories go together, and both are written by Mike Baron. So when you read both of them, you're gonna get like a full picture of the story. Weaponized Werewolf is kind of like a prequel. Takes place about 15 years before Smokes does.
cool.
But you can read them in either order. Doesn't matter if you read Smokes or Weaponized Werewolf first. Some people have read them, Smokes first or the other way around, but it doesn't make much of a difference. Depends
Yeah.
on, I guess it depends on the person if you want to go start from the beginning or go back to the beginning. But
I didn't know much about this one, like, which is cool, that's what's cool about Comicsgate is it's so sprawling that, and I remember you and we've talked and chatted, but, like, there's so many clicks and hangouts that you'll pass paths with people once a year or whatever, so I was glad you reached out. So we have you on the show to chat, but yeah, I didn't know, like, Mike Barron's involved, that's awesome, that's
yeah, Mike actually lives in Colorado, and he goes to this show called the Rocky Mountain Con. It's every November out here in Denver, and it's literally like 25 minutes from my house. So I go there every year. So I see Mike Barron every year for many years, and then one particular year in 2018, I was like, I'm gonna pull the trigger. I'm gonna ask him. And I walked up to his table and I just said, "Fuck it, I got an idea for a pot smoking fox. Would you like to write my book?" And he said, "I'm in." And I thought he was joking for a second there, but then he said he was in, and then we negotiated a price, and like 2 or 3 weeks later, he already had the script, and just
Yeah,
had a couple. Yeah, I
well,
just gave him. I'm
oh,
sorry.
sorry,
Go ahead.
sorry. Real quick, I was just gonna say, I've noticed with him. This is like obvious in hindsight, but he's like a true professional. You know, so when that means like you give him something to do, he's gonna do it, and it's gonna be good. Like, and he can do
Yes,
anything. And so
yes,
yeah,
he could do any genre. He can write anything: western, sci-fi, adventure.
yeah.
But Mike is into marijuana. He likes to smoke here and there. He told me that he worked for the government, smoking marijuana.
Oh,
Uh,
cool. That's
yeah,
funny.
he
I wouldn't have guessed that, but that's a good mix too. I love the kind of like I don't know if I don't even know what words are right to use these days, but like conservative who smokes weed is like a good mix, a trustworthy person. Yeah, look at this. This is sweet.
yeah, that's Tim Vigil cover, believe it or not.
Okay, sweet.
And then I got Kyle Ritter to do the colors and Xevious. So it was
Oh,
a
nice.
combination of both those guys. Uh, Kyle got busy and couldn't do some changes for me, so I had Xevious come in. But it's a mixture of both them. I thought it came out pretty good. It's more of a horror comic than Smokes.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Look at that. Yeah, it looks awesome.
Gory.
So it was 2018. You approached Mike Barron. Is that the first book that like Belmont Press's first book, kind of? Or
Yeah, so I in 2018 I walked up to him and he said he did the script, and then I you know, talked to I think it was Don Perlin first about doing a cover, and he said he would. So then that was the first piece that I got done for the comic. So the production started like early 2019 after I got the script. So it took about 3 years of development, and I used two different artists for the interiors. This is Barry McLean doing the interiors for Weaponized Werewolf. He's actually my neighbor.
No way.
Yeah, it was really strange because I wanted to work with him. He likes to do horror stuff. He does this book called Billy the Kit. It's like this sci-fi a western book, but the character is like a rabbit, like kind of like Smokes the Fox is a fox humanoid like hybrid.
Yeah.
He's got a bunny hybrid. And when I hired him, I knew he lived in Colorado, but I didn't know where. And then I had to mail him something, and I saw the address. I was like, "You're my fucking neighbor." And I actually said it's easier to walk over to your house than to go to the post office. So I just walked it over there.
Well,
So
wait,
I'm
and
in.
that it was completely random, or was there like you knew he's in the same state, you just didn't know he's that close or whatever?
I knew he lived in Colorado, but I didn't know like if he lived like the outskirts of Denver or whatever. And then I had to send some sketch cards to him for the campaign. And then I saw his address, and he was literally, he's 60 paces from my house. I mean, it's nuts.
Or
60 paces. So I got all my stuff signed. I just had to walk it over there. No, so that's why I offered, the signed comics.
Oh,
And right,
yeah, that's so cool. And yeah, this art's amazing. It looks like it just looks like a true perfect comic could be the mainstream, could be on a shelf. And when I love when Comicsgate is on that level, because then you're competing on a level that can shame the mainstream. Like,
well, Billy the Kit is at the comic shops, and he is on the shelf, the artist. And the inker was Rodney Ramos, who's been around for decades, inking professionally, DC, Marvel, Valiant.
yeah,
He's a great guy. I love Rodney. So Rodney Ramos did the inks on the interiors for both Smokes and Weaponized Werewolf. I worked with him.
cool. Yeah, it looks great. So you got your team of pros. Just Belmont Press is like doing serious work here, and it is. That's when you throw your hat in the ring to shame the mainstream, because that's what I want CG to do more and more. Is like they I really don't I really they like annoy me, even though we can kind of laugh at them. And I'm like, I want them to just be aware that we're better than them, and then they can do whatever they want after that. But they need to at least know, and they need to feel great shame. But
Uh,
yeah,
so the comics
so
are printed. I've already done the filament is already completed. Um, that's a sketch cover that I brought over to Jay Lee, and I was like, for the hell of it, I was like, "Will you draw Smokes?" And I didn't know what he was gonna say. You know what I mean? And he said, "Sure." So he wanted to
sweet.
know if I wanted to draw it in a certain style or his own style. I was like, "Your style, of course." You know what I mean? That's why I wanted you to do the sketch. But he killed it. He added the bong, kind of
Yeah,
made it funny a little bit. How he's looking at you like that. It's kind of like paranoid or something.
yeah, that's cool. So
And
even just seeing the art and hearing what you've said so far, I was like, it's kind of a cool concept is if you got this werewolf story and a world where werewolves exist, and then it's like a fox, I'm like, that's cool.
well,
That's kind
oh,
of
this
that hasn't been done before, but that's a good idea.
Well, it's about Project Minotaur, and it's the secret military project where they create these hybrids, and they use alien technology to do it, and they do it underground. And Smokes was the most intelligent hybrid that they created, but it's not exactly what they wanted. You know what I mean? They wanted like a super soldier type, and what they ended up with was this intelligent fox who actually was able to escape the facility. And
Cool.
then weaponized werewolf is like the complete opposite of Smokes. He doesn't have any brains, but he's all brawn or whatever, all strength. And he's sent after Smokes to eliminate him to kill him. So that's how the story starts.
Oh, that sounds so cool. Damn, man.
So he's
Yeah,
not a regular werewolf where he transforms by the moon and howls and all that. He's half human and half wolf, and he's got a human mom.
cool. Crystal McGee, what's up? we're promoting Crystal's book just the other week.
Huh?
It's the Good Night. Everyone keep an eye out for that. Check it
The
out.
Good Night?
Yeah, the Good Night. And but yeah, so right now we're promoting. I just want to let for people that are in here. It's Smokes the Fox and Weaponized Werewolf, the Belmont Press kind of debut double feature. Justin put it together over the past like 4 or 5 years,
No,
even.
I thought it was about 3 years, production, but,
Okay.
man, I had this idea in my head since I was 15 years old, man, 1993, I've been, waiting to do this comic book.
Cool. Was it even like your idea that you kind of went to Baron with? Did you say like everything you just told me, like the aliens merge them, the fox escapes, and they send someone who'd already been there, this alien man?
Everything but the werewolf. He actually came up with the werewolf part.
Okay.
I told him the story about how the aliens were making hybrids, and I wanted him to escape. And I didn't even think about a villain. You know what I mean? I didn't even have that in my story. That's so I left when he did the script. He had to add a villain to the story. So we can be some kind of action.
Yeah,
And
I
he
love
came up
how simple that story is. That's like a Terminator story, kind of. It's it's so
and
great.
yeah, it's really easy working with him. You know what I mean? A piece of cake.
Cool.
Since then, I've done shows with him. We've done like 4 conventions or something together. Where I just hang out at his table, sell some comics and watch his stuff, help him, bring his stuff to his car, stuff like that.
Yeah. But yeah, Caleb
Just hang
Reynolds is
out.
here. Thanks, Caleb, for hanging out. Caleb's a frequenter of the channel, friend of the channel. Caleb, you can come on the stream sometime if you want to. I realize it pretty much anyone can, but just made me think of it. Richie Jupe. But yeah, anyone watching, we've had as many as 15. We have 11 watching right now. Consider backing this book. Definitely uh, a good possibility for your money to get these cool products. Also, Barron's he's kind of prolific in the past few years. He's got several different projects, and they've all been great. And
Yes.
so the timing's pretty good. He's that you got one of
Yeah.
the Baron
He
creations.
kind of busted my balls. If you guys backed Florida Man, if anybody out there backed Florida Man, the main character, Gary, whatever, he works for Belmont Pest Control.
Oh,
I think it was like a joke at me because I might have, maybe emailed Mike one too many times or something, or he's just making a joke about it or whatever. So,
oh, that's funny.
so yeah, so on the side of the van it says Belmont's Pest Control.
Yeah,
Uh,
that's kind of cool. That's a funny way to do it.
that
Um,
was before I even published my book. When I was just started working with him, but he did that, put that in there. I thought that was pretty cool. You know what I mean? I'm not actually in the book, just my name, but still cool.
yeah, yeah, that's awesome. Sweet. So yeah, you live kind of close to Denver life. Do you do anything outdoors or anything or
Do anything outdoors?
because isn't like Colorado's known for that, right? But I don't know if
We're going to see the fireworks tonight. So after I do this show, we're gonna there's gonna be fireworks tonight. A few miles away, just park and they have some food trucks. We
nice.
didn't get a chance to. They had some fireworks downtown, but we didn't get a chance to see them last night. Um, Man, going to a convention really, puts wear and tear on me now. I used to be able to do it, but now after like a day and a half, 2 days, I'm done. I can't even do 3 days at the show anymore. Walking around with all those people, hundreds, 100,000 people on the floor. People just stop when you're behind them. They just stop on a dime. You know what I mean? And run into you, knock you. People stink. It's just I don't know.
Yeah,
We saw
I
we saw
agree.
people drop their credit cards. My wife saw 3 people drop their credit cards on the ground and, like, in the middle of the crowd, and you couldn't even say anything because by the time it already happened, you're already far away and they're already gone. But, yeah, it's just hectic at these shows. And the
Yeah.
prices now on everything, $15 for a beer,
Oh, damn. Yeah.
if you want a beer,
Is
you know
this
what I
your
mean?
first convention post COVID that you went to?
No.
Okay. Got
Um,
a few.
I usually go to the same shows kind of, recently. I go to the Rocky Con in November, I go to, Colorado Springs in August, and then in July or end of June is the, Denver Con. So it's kinda like 3 good shows. Rocky Con's just a little small little show. They usually bring in just, like, 1 big guest, like, they'll have Michael Golden or something like that, like, 1 big guest. So it's a little, traditional old school type of a convention, little small room with a few people selling comics and stuff, a few tables set up, a little small artist alley. Like that's my thing though. I always love going to shows. It's always my favorite thing. To walking around trying to get sketches for my favorite artist. But
Yeah,
Jay Lee was at DenverCon this year, so I ran into him
nice. Do
and
you
I
get to
was
talk
talking
to
to him.
him?
Yeah, I've known Jay Lee since 1991 was the first time I met him. Honestly, it was a long time ago. I got a Polaroid picture of him back then, and I showed him recently when I met him again. Um, so now we kind of make friends. I wouldn't say best friends, but he knows who I am when I go up to his table or whatever, and I'm always commissioning him. And I actually got him to do weaponized werewolf. If you want to zoom
Oh,
in on that.
oh yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, sweet. Jay Lee. Jay Lee's Comicsgate pretty much. Like he got shit on by what's his face? The DC guy.
Mark Brooks,
Yeah,
or
yeah,
was
by
it?
all those guys. But the worst it wasn't Scott Snyder who he actually hasn't he's just done nothing, which is annoying, but it's the supposedly ex-CIA guy who writes Batman and cucked him. Who's that guy?
I forgot.
Chad, if you know, he's writing Catwoman and shit. But that guy was the guy who kind of like for some reason started attacking Jay Lee because Jay was working with Ethan.
I don't remember who attacked him, but I remember like what it was about and all that. Like Jay Lee lost his dog,
Yeah, Jay Lee's like my
and
dog
that was
just
his
died, bro.
favorite dog. And I always remember seeing his pictures online with his dog, and he always loved that dog. And for somebody to attack Jay Lee, the nicest guy like you could possibly meet, the guy is just just the nicest guy you can never deal with or meet or come across in comics.
Yeah,
And to
yeah, yeah.
attack him for no reason because he did a cover of Cyberfrog or whatever. What did he do? Two covers? Two covers,
Yeah,
I think.
maybe even just one is the only one I can picture it in my head. It's Heather Swain with a big axe, I think, like, oh,
Yeah.
she's gonna
Um,
smash something.
he
But yeah,
doesn't go
yeah,
on. He doesn't
it's
go
Tom
online
King,
really.
Tom King. Yeah, so people were like,
Tom
"Dude,
King.
Tom King, you're like a white guy, like kicking out Asians out of the industry. Like you're crazy."
Oh
It's
yeah.
like,
Then it came out that he was attacking other Asians or something like that.
yeah,
Uh,
yeah,
that he has a long line of attacking Asians or something. I just don't
yeah,
get it.
yeah. Anytime they go for that like narrative, it ends up biting them in the butt because there's so many examples of whatever of diversity like in Comicsgate or something. So then they're like, well, you just have internalized white supremacy. That's like, oh, okay, that's
Yeah,
crazy.
you're a Nazi sympathizer or whatever. Sympathizer.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I saw one recently, and it was good because it was Avi Fagan, I think Fagan. He's like one of my big fans, and so I'm like buddies with him from way back in the day because he liked my work super early. But I see his name pop up here and there. I just follow him on Twitter. But someone was like, anyone who sits down with Nazis is a Nazi. Therefore, you are a Nazi. And he responded, and they said, as a Jew, something. And he's like, I'm a Jew and you don't speak for me. You're like, you're disrespecting everything that happened, how terrible the Holocaust actually was, because you're comparing something that's not actually that bad to something that was bad. So, like, please stop. And I was like, yeah, see that's like a really obvious point too that flies right over their head. So I don't know about that.
I kind of stay out of drama on Twitter and stuff. I don't engage in Mark Brooks or any of that shit.
Yeah,
Um,
good for
I
you.
mainly,
Do you
yeah.
ever are you ever tempted or do
I
you
want to say a lot of shit, but I just don't. It's never good. You know what I mean? All you're gonna do is have some strangers attack you or want to cancel you somehow or report your YouTube channel or try to get you kicked off Twitter for a week or something. Whatever I don't want nothing to do with that. You know what I mean? I got other things I can be spending time on promoting my project, working on. That's what I'm doing right now. I'm working on Smokes 2.
Oh,
So
yeah,
the so Mike finished the script, and then I sent it over to Aldous, and he did the editing. So the editing is now done,
cool,
and Corey Barton is now working on the cover.
cool.
So he's getting close to doing like the first rough. He wants to make sure that everything looks good. So that's going to be done pretty soon, I assume. He's been working pretty hard and fast on that. So I'm excited about that. So Smokes 2 is going to have a little as a new character in it, introducing a female character. So Corey Barton's going to be drawing her on the cover. You'll like it.
Yeah, that sounds cool already. Yeah, I'm kind of sold. I'm gonna back this. I don't know if I'll go for just digital. Sometimes I just do that, but I'll definitely be a backer before it closes. Because it
I
sounds great.
appreciate it.
I love the pitch. The pitch is cool. So the idea you had it. You're a 15-year-old. Were you smoking pot back then at all?
That's how it happens. See, I was at a bus stop right at the mall,
Yeah,
and a guy or a kid, whatever, was at the bus stop, and he just handed me a joint. I never smoked weed before, but I kind of like acted like I smoked before, like I've done it 100 times. I just casually took it, and then I took 2 hits. I remember 2 pulls, and I was high. Sometimes you hear people you don't get high the first time or whatever, it doesn't do anything.
yeah.
But it was the second hit for me, and then I remember I went back into the mall, and I was kind of like I don't know, giggly, I guess, or whatever. And then I remember I sat next to there was like 3 girls sitting at a four top table, and I just sat down at the fourth one and just started talking to them. So
Yeah.
that's like something I would never do. So I don't know. That's the first time I smoked weed, and then around that same time is when I discovered comic books as well.
Oh,
Um,
cool.
so I used to collect baseball cards, and I used to go to this place called Ravenswood, and they used to sell comic books and baseball cards. But I would always notice the comic books on the shelf, but I didn't buy them yet 'cause I was just there to get some baseball cards. But I would always notice, the covers. It was like 1987 or something. I remember seeing the Joe Jusko Punisher covers, and Mike Barron actually wrote those issues. So Mike Barron's book with Joe Jusko's art on it was the first stuff that I remember seeing. So that got my interest, and then I eventually just bought a comic book. I think my first comic book was New Mutants. The first Cable, the classic cover with the bubbles. Uh, the New Mutants '86 or '87, is it?
Yeah, I
First
think
appearance
so.
of Cable. That's
Yeah.
the first book I bought. It wasn't a new issue. It was like a back issue. It was in some shop in the mall. It was like taped to the window in the shop. I just walked by it and I said, I gotta get that for some reason. I had to buy that comic book, and that was the first comic book I bought. I remember.
Cool. What so then in 1991 you meet Jay Lee. How old were you when or if I don't know, you don't have
I
to
think I
age
met.
yourself. But
It was in the early '90s. I met Jay Lee. It was like 91, 92, something like that. And was at the New York Comic Con. I've only been there once. I'm from upstate New York, so it's about a 3.5 hour drive. And I was just a little shit, I didn't have a license or anything like that. So my friend's dad drove us, and Mr. T was supposed to be a guest that year, but he canceled. So I'm still bummed about that. I didn't get to meet Mr. T.
yeah.
But
Yeah,
but
yeah.
the weird thing about that year was it was a special year. Barry Windsor Smith was at that show. And
Oh, no
I don't
way.
know if you know this, but he doesn't ever. He's probably done like less than like 6 conventions in 40 years.
So did you get to meet him?
I got to meet him, but he doesn't really talk to you or anything like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, he kind of had like I want to say a mean face, but not a friendly, approachable face. And
The face of a genius, though.
yeah, I mean, I love him still. He was only doing one signature per person, and I wasn't gonna ask for a photo with him or anything special like that because he didn't look. It's like kind of like approaching the soup Nazi or something like that. You know what I mean?
Oh,
But
yeah, that's a funny metaphor. That's perfect.
so I went up there. I brought and I didn't know what to get signed. I think I ended up getting Bloodshot one signed, that chromium cover that he did, whatever it was. That was pretty cool. And then I snapped a Polaroid of him from far away because I didn't want to ask him for a photo. So I just snapped one. So I have it somewhere tucked away. He's got like an angry face on him, a little sitting at his table.
Yeah,
But
that's
still, I
awesome.
got to meet him in person. You know what I mean?
If you ever find that, you should scan it and put it on Twitter or D or
I have it.
DM.
Yeah, I can post it. I have it still.
Yeah, that's cool. By the way, we got 15 people watching. It's been as high as 17, 18. Thanks everyone for being here. Talking with Justin Belmont of Belmont Press, not Justin Press. And yeah, you've been working on this double feature for the past 3 years or so, working with Mike Barron as the writer and these other two awesome professional artists. What are their names again?
Lee Oaks did the art for Smokes. I just saw him too. He's at the same show. He's at the Denver Con this year as a guest. And Barry McLean Jr. is the guy who did Weaponized Werewolf.
Yeah,
He does. He's
Barry
a
McLean.
brilliant artist. Loves horror stuff.
Yeah, they're both like these awesome put together these awesome books. And yeah, it's doing well. It's at 10, almost at 10 grand. Trying to get it. It's actually like 200 away or so. So if
Yeah,
you
just under
anyone's interested,
$300 away.
yeah,
365.
like back it here tonight. I'm gonna back it tonight too. So we'll see if we get it to
I appreciate
300
it. Thank you so much.
to 10,000. Yeah, I know that this is great. Yeah, I don't know. It just look. I love. I don't know. I love CG, and then you hear like some pitches will hit me better than others. The Good Night actually hit me really good too, and but
I haven't seen
anytime,
that one yet. I'm gonna have to check it out.
yeah, that one's a cool pitch too. I think I remember it, so I can kind of tell it to you. But it's like it starts in like Knights of the Round Table times, and then one of the knights gets cursed. He's found the Holy Grail or whatever. But before he can get it back to Arthur, he gets cursed and sent through time, kind of like Samurai Jack style. So, but then he gets the curse is that has become a teddy bear, but he's still like a hardcore teddy bear who like will murder things. He has a sword and
Uh huh.
stuff. But then he's like, so then he's a teddy bear in the modern world is trying to kind of fight the wizard that sent him or whatever. And a lot has happened in the interior time and stuff. Yeah, but yeah, same with this one. Like the simple story, like it's the cool setup with the sci-fi creatures created. One of them escapes, another one gets sent after him, and that's like,
If you scroll up, you can see the artwork of the how I used to draw them when I was a kid.
oh, this is yeah, your
Yeah, that's how I draw. So you don't want me drawing the book.
yeah. I like your scribbles. Smokes the
It was
fuck.
supposed to be like a Scooby Doo kind of cover, I think, like mystery, like what's the original story was going to be he got this pipe and it magically transformed him into a fox after a regular fox sniffed this pipe, and there was something in the weed that made him transform, kind of like a ripoff of Turtles. Was my original idea for the how he became Smokes from a regular
Oh yeah,
fox. Then I kind of changed the story, with the whole Project Minotaur and the secret military program with aliens and all that stuff. I thought it was a better fit.
yeah.
If you're into,
That is a little better, and
you
that's
said
because
you're into paranormal stuff, right? Did you say that?
wait, what did you say?
Paranormal stuff? You into like alien
Yeah, and
stuff, Bigfoot and all
I'm
that?
I am a little bit. I watch some of the YouTube channels about some of that, but I'm into conspiracy shit. Like
Yeah,
so,
well,
I'm
there's
not.
conspiracy that on the New Mexico Colorado border that there's this underground facility called Dulce Base, whatever how you pronounce it, and it's supposed to be like a Area 51 type deal underground. And the story goes that supposedly there's this program going on where aliens are working with humans and doing genetic experiments and crazy shit underground. And one of these areas or floors they call Nightmare Alley, and they supposedly have like humans in cages and they're like doing experiments on them and stuff like that. It's just like, so I kind of got that lore, used that lore for the book.
Cool. Yeah, that's awesome. That's good inspiration. All that stuff. I like that too. When stories take inspiration from conspiracies and stuff, because it's. I feel like it is trying to dig a little bit at the truth, like trying to. Because maybe the conspiracy isn't completely right, but like thinking about it and trying to be creative about it can help you get closer to the truth too. So like there's something out there.
Something out there.
Something weird's going on. We're gonna figure it out. Whoa, look at this, some cosplay. That's awesome.
Yeah, yeah. Shay did that. Red Valkyrie.
Yeah,
I didn't
it's
know what
great.
to expect. You know what I mean? I thought maybe it would look like a furry or something. That's another fucking thing I always get. Is Smokes a furry? To be honest with you, I didn't know what a furry was in
Yeah.
1993. I think there was furries back then, but they weren't like big or popular or whatever like they are or whatever. I don't know if it's super popular, but wasn't a big thing back then. Um, but he's not a furry. But I guess if you're into furry books, you'd probably like the book too. I don't know. I guess.
Yeah, I know that's like a I don't know how it all works either. People accuse Cerberus is just a talking dog, not even anthropomorphic, and they're saying it's furry, and I'm like, not really.
Yeah.
I have one in the future I might do with that has anthropomorphic animals, and that would be like you could call it a furry, but it's not. Yeah, like I'm like you. I'm like I don't know if I'd call it that.
It's not a furry.
Yeah, stop calling it furry. What? There's been this thing around this whole time called furries?
Yeah, I didn't know in the future that there would be, furries and people would be calling my book furries. I even got called out on what is that channel or that website, Kiwi Farms.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, one day someone told me, yeah, Smokes the Fox is on Kiwi Farms. I was like, what are you talking about? And I looked and it says Justin Belmont has a furry agenda, working with top names in the industry or something with a furry agenda or something. I laughed, I thought it was funny. But
Yeah, at
I think
that
they're trying to
point,
dig at me though, but I thought it was funny, to be
I mean,
honest.
because who is gonna, like, hate furries so much that they rail and rally against them? At that point, you have almost more of a psychological issue than a furry.
See, Corey's in the chat. He wants me to admit that it's a furry book so I can sell more comics.
Oh, yeah, admit it's furry comic and it will sell better. I saw, speaking of, like, paranormal or whatever, there's one YouTube I was watching and it was, like, creepy photos explained or something, and one of the
uh,
photos was, like, some people in an empty room and a birthday cake, and it was 2 furries, huddled around the cake, and it was creepy, and then the guy's like, "And to explain this one, I have the actual people in the photo," and so then this, like, furry came on and she's like, "Yeah, it was just a birthday party at an abandoned house." I'm like, "What is going on? What are these furries doing in the dark?" Richie Dupe, LMAO, Caleb Reynolds. To
he
be
thought it
honest,
was a furry book.
yeah, yeah. Then I read it. Wipes brow. But yeah, it looks great. I think we'll start sort of wrapping up here, but we might just be hanging out for a bit. But
Yeah, let's
um,
talk. Whatever.
yeah, and what just I'm just kind of yeah letting the chat know, make sure they know about this book. Um, can we see? I will uh
Play the
refresh it
trailer.
once. We'll see if any came in yet. Maybe. Nope, nothing yet. Oh, but they will. It will. One of the ways it works is you build the subliminals, so people see it, they think about it, then they see it again on another channel, then they back it or whatever. But everyone definitely give this one a look. Belmont. Justin, how did you? When did you first discover or get into Comicsgate?
I came across EVS's channel somehow on Twitter.
Oh
I
yeah,
made a Twitter account a long time ago, but I never really used it. But then like a few years ago, I just started using it. I just kind of like secured my name or whatever, my handle, and
yeah,
then just let it be for a while. Kind of like what I did my YouTube channel. I had my YouTube channel for like 14 years or something. I didn't touch it for a long time. Um, that's about
yeah.
it.
Me too. What is your YouTube channel active? Are you doing stuff with that?
Yeah, I just hit 420 subs.
Nice.
Now I'm at like
420.
four. No, yeah, that's why I did a 420 sub special
Smokes the
like a week
fox.
ago or something. It was fun time. Yeah, I'm trying to get to 500 now. I've been doing the Man Cave show. It's every Thursday, and we usually have a comic creator on. It's a variety show. We do comedy skits, play funny videos, stuff like that. Talk
Oh
about
yeah,
like manly topics, whatever. Kind of like the Man Show used to be. Remember the Man Show?
yeah,
It's not exactly the same, but I guess you could say it was similar to something like that.
You know what's funny about the Man Show is that one guy kind of went on, and I guess he sort of got more and more exiled, but he kind of was staying like the man, kind of. The other guy went
Uh,
super cuck, Hollywood cuck style.
oh yeah, Jimmy Kimmel and Adam, fucking the guy from Loveline, whatever his name, Adam, whatever.
Yeah,
He's conservative, and then the other guy, yeah, is the other way around. What's
yeah.
his name there?
Jimmy Kimmel is like an embarrassment,
Yeah, yeah,
and
yeah. It's Jimmy Kimmel. He went far left.
yeah, and more, and the more he goes and buys into it, the more they give him like they give him money or whatever. But then he is like a dancing monkey, and I wonder how much of that how much that hurts his soul. At some point, like all the money or success, it's not worth it if you have to just like toe the line on every single issue that they want. Like I think that I wrote a little comic that I wouldn't actually make it because it wasn't really good enough, but the idea was kind of funny, but it was like a Jimmy Kimmel type character where they got in Hollywood, they got him on the fast track, and they're just like,
Uh-huh.
it's his girlfriend. She's like, okay, I have to tell you something. I actually work for the organization that is your boss, and you have to start eating bugs, and you have to do it publicly because you have to be the first person, the like bug ambassador for eating to get everyone to into bugs. And he's like, I don't want to. And she's like, well, you have to. And I'm
I'm
like,
not
"That's
eating
how it
fucking
is."
bugs. I'm
It
not
is
eating
like
any
that.
bugs.
Yeah, yeah. They're gonna make us eat bugs. And then they say, "Well, shrimp has been bugs this whole time and you've been eating them. So you scared of that?"
Uh,
I'm like, "No. I'll eat shrimp, but I will not eat bugs. And do not make me distinguish between the two." Someone said shrimp have 8 legs. I don't know if they're not like spiders. They're not whatever the what are spiders called?
arachnoids or something.
Yeah, arachnids. Yeah, they're not like eight.
Arachnids.
Those are like 8 leg, obviously, but um, yeah. Shrimp are filtered by water. I'll eat water bugs, not dirt bugs, though. See, that's
I like shrimp.
yeah. Shrimp is
Doesn't
good.
matter if I like popcorn shrimp, cold shrimp.
Yeah, shrimp's the best.
It's pretty good. I'm not, a big seafood eater though. Oh no, it's just a lot of work to get. Like if you want to eat, if you go to the casino, they got what is it like crab, whatever, and you got to use those tools, and you get like a little tiny little bite. You
Yeah,
got to have like 20 pounds to get like 3 bites. It's just too much work, and it's just I don't know. Then your hands stink. You know what I mean, and all that stuff.
yeah, yeah.
I
I
don't.
can relate to all that. I was getting a little over crab. I have a buddy out here who took me crabbing, and it's cool. We're like walking at low tide in waders at midnight within under a full moon, and it's like so cool. And then like the hunting of the crabs is kind of fun. I'm like, oh, this is like the least bored I've ever been in my life because you're like, I'm a hunter. You see a little crab, and like there was a crab who like threw a smoke bomb and like made a dust cloud and then got away. And I was like, they're kind of smart. They're trying really hard to survive. That makes me a little more sad about killing them. But you catch them and you boil them alive, and then you can eat them and they're super tasty. But I'm like, yeah, a lot of work just to get a couple bites of some tasty meat or whatever.
Yeah, when I go to the buffet, I always get now they're like used to be you can eat all you wanted. Now they have a limit at the buffet for that kind of at the buffet I go to anyway, the casino I go to, they give you like a voucher for like a pound or 2 pounds, whatever it is. I always just give it to somebody, you know what I mean? I don't even want to deal with it. I'd
Yeah,
rather go I'd rather go and get some some prime rib.
yeah,
That's what I want. I want the prime rib. I don't want the little piece of meat and the
yeah.
crab.
And they don't have a limit on that, probably, right? Or do
No, they
they?
don't have a limit on that.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, the casino life's kind of interesting. I've done a little bit of that just recently, getting kind of back into it. There's a couple of casinos around here, and yeah. Oh, is the internet being slow? By the way, guys,
Yeah, you're roboting a little bit.
did it just knock out? Okay, give me a
Um,
second. Hopefully it'll come
all
back.
right.
It'll take a second here. I can hear you. Boop, 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 boop. Or I think it's back now.
Yeah,
Can
speaking
you
of the
hear me?
casino, my wife just got a free room and buffet coupon. She's like, "We're going to the casino." I was like, "All right." So if you lose enough money at the casino, they will give
Nice.
you, comp room or whatever once in a while. If you spend enough money, or if you lose enough money or whatever, they'll throw you a bone. They want you there all night, gambling away. But I don't know. I'm not really a gambling man. I just go
Oh,
up there
check,
once in a
check, check.
while.
Losing some
Uh-oh, you're
internets.
losing everything.
Web videos.
Shit, my
Oh, we're
internet
back,
went
I
down during
think.
my
Hey,
stream.
chat.
I was
Belmont
doing
will
a
be back.
stream last week. You're back?
Yeah, what's up?
Am I frozen?
Can
All
you
right,
hear me
I'm
now?
good. Yeah. I thought, I'm not much of a gambler, but it's fun to go up there once in a while. If sometimes you can make a few bucks, but I don't like to give them, all my money. If I go up there, I'm gonna bring like $100 or something like that, and I don't even want to give them $100. You know what I mean? Why give them your money?
Yeah.
I want to come home with $100. You know
Yeah,
what I mean? I
it
want
can
to come
almost
home
be
with a
bad luck to yeah. I'm worried that the internet's being slow again. Hold on. It's spinning. Um, yeah.
Yeah, there's a little bit of a
Caleb says, "This is
delay.
normal for narwhal. I want to figure out what's he do. It is being slow. I don't know if people can see me right now. Just waiting for it to come back. Hey, maybe now it's back. What's up, Justin? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I had internet problems too. I was doing my
Nice.
show.
Yeah, I was just
You back?
dude, it's being bad. It's starting again to be bad. What's going on? This is super annoying. But anyway, we'll probably end pretty soon anyway. But I wanted to say one thing before we leave. I'm waiting for it to come back. Um, Kids will turn off anything using Wi-Fi. I don't know. It's my parents' house. I don't want to mess with their shit, but they're not. There's nothing else using Wi-Fi on. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I use a hardwire
Uh,
connection now.
mm, 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 mm,
Seems to
mm,
work
mm,
better
mm.
for me.
Is there an update downloading in the background? Maybe. That would be crazy.
One sec.
What? What was
I
that?
clicked the lady.
Still on it.
She.
I'm having a problem with the connection. Please try again in a little bit.
I don't know. I don't know what's going on. What is going on? I'm gonna talk to.
My internet went down during my stream last week.
Is it gonna pop back? Beep boop beep boop beep beep boop beep boop beep. Yeah.
Where you at? California? There,
Hey,
you're
maybe
back
now it's
now.
back. Justin.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah,
What?
sorry about that. I don't know what's going on.
The Belmont show featuring
But
Norwalk.
yeah, I know. Just me coming in and being like, "Hello, internet's coming above water for a second." I'm worried it's going to do it again. It's teasing me. Michael DC says crowdfund decent internet for Narwhal. Yeah, I don't know. Even my place has kind of sketchy internet, and there's almost nothing you can do. But yeah.
Well,
Um,
I use a hardware connection at least at your house.
no, on this I think maybe not. That would be a good thing to do. I'll figure out where the
Yeah, man, just go on eBay. You can get a wire. I got a 30-foot wire for $7, and I
nice.
just run it upstairs because I don't have a connect. My Wi-Fi sucks, man. You'll just keep dipping, and your signal will go out on you throughout the stream.
Yeah.
Ever since I got a hardwire connection, it's been a lot better.
Okay. You
But
know what? I probably should do that. Caleb mentioned that too in the chat.
Yeah, get a
Um,
Cat 6 cable. I don't know how fast your internet is, but it's up to like a gig connection or something. So if you don't have anything, if you have a gig or slower, a Cat 6 cable, will do. And they're cheap now online. So just
nice. Cool. Yeah, I will do that, I think. But yeah, so I'll kind of start wrapping it up here. We were talking just a little bit about
yeah.
casinos, and I kind of like talking about casinos, but because oh yeah, casinos, it's almost bad luck to win because then you like get addicted, and I almost feel like that.
Oh yeah.
I've had some good luck the past 2 times I've gone, so I kind of want to go again. And I'm like,
Playing cards or slots or what?
I've been doing slots, yeah, and which is even more just like
Like
completely
the
random.
dollar slots, the 50-cent ones, or just the old school ones?
Yeah, I just walk around. I do like the big, kind of just the big ones with the brightest lights, and I do max
Whatever.
bet $100 bill, and it usually you only get like a handful of spins. You might get like 20 spins or
So you go
whatever.
to the VIP area and hit the big machines?
Yeah, yeah, something like that. And then it might go away. Yeah, you just lose it all, and you're like, well, that was it. And then but that what's yeah. Then you're like, was I just here for 5 minutes? Now I got to go home. So then you spend more, and then you lose more or whatever. But
Not
yeah,
me. If I win, I leave the casino. If I hit 250 bucks within 5 minutes of being there, I get out of there. I'm not staying there and giving them 250 bucks. That's happened to me where I went one time a long time ago. I was on a date with this girl. I met her online. It was a long time ago, and we went to the casino, and we both put in like 100 bucks each or something and got chips, and then we just played slots together. And then whatever we won, we decided we would split it,
yeah.
and then we made 250 bucks in less than 5 minutes. And then we split it, and then I never heard from her ever again.
Nice.
But
That could almost be like a comic. That's funny. Cool. Well, yeah. So we'll kind of start wrapping up here. It was good hanging out with you, Justin.
yeah, man. Thanks for having me.
I know we got to connect finally. Do you do your man show? Do you do have guests on it ever, or is it just
Oh,
a
the man cave. Yeah,
yeah?
we have guests on it. We just had Rob Hunter on last week.
Nice.
We have had Corey Barton on. I try to get a creator on there, but it's not always a comic creator, but most of the time it is.
Yeah.
Sometimes I get like a YouTuber or something on. This week we're gonna have the anime guy. He's gonna talk about anime and some manga or something like that. It's a little bit different instead of shilling every single episode,
Yeah.
But it's usually like an hour and a half to 2 hour show, depending on how it goes. We stream on my channel and good stuff. He was just in here a minute ago.
Cool.
Hojo is actually one of the guys that comes on our show too. He's in the chat right now.
Okay. Nice. Yeah. Hojo's a friend of the channel. He's been on a couple times. He's a good guy. You and him, I remind me of each other a little bit. You guys are like similar kind of
Yeah, we're
dudes.
really good friends.
Nice.
He copied my marketing and promotion and everything. That's why he is where he is.
Yeah. Cool.
I'm his mentor.
Cool.
He watched me
Um,
make all the mistakes and then just followed my footsteps.
yeah, that's a good way to do it. You're like the older brother then or whatever. 18 people watching. Everyone, thanks for being here, watching, hanging out with Justin Belmont of Belmont Press. He's got this awesome project. He worked with Mike Barron over the past 3 years to get this going, kind of a double feature with Smokes the Fox. And what's the werewolf's name? He's just a werewolf.
His name was Cheney in the story, and I thought, you know what I mean. I can't put Cheney as the title of the book. No one's gonna
Yeah,
like that as a title. So I came up with weaponized werewolf, kind of
yeah,
like Wonder Woman. I wanted to do like two W's, and I was just thinking of the right word, and then weaponized came to me. So weapon, and I thought it sounded pretty cool, weaponized werewolf. But it's kind of long, but still
yeah.
sounds cool.
No, yeah, I think that's cool. Yeah, I guess filling the cover, it's just a lot of font, so it could potentially has to be smaller or whatever. But yeah, that's cool. And then yeah, chat. Remember, check out Justin's YouTube channel too, which is it just Belmont Press?
It's Belmont Press Comics.
Okay, Belmont Press Comics. Yeah, check it out.
Yes.
Yeah,
So
Hojo.
yeah, every Thursday we do the man cave. Hojo comes on. Sometimes we got Pedro. Did you ever have Pedro on your show? Pedro
No,
Ang. He's an animator, does a lot of the animations for a lot of trailers in Comicsgate.
Yeah, I've seen him around. I wanna I'd be
He does
down to
Tropical Magics. Remember that one?
No.
He did Hojo's trailer, the animation for it.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. That was awesome, yeah.
Yeah,
Cool.
he did Frog G's trailer, the animation.
Yeah, nice. That's awesome.
But yeah, he's one of the guys that's on the panel. Just have a fun time. But
Cool.
thanks for having me on. Appreciate your time.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah, it sounds great. And yeah, we'll just keep me posted. Definitely have you on again when the sequel launches. We'll help promote it too.
It's gonna be a little bit because just started production. I'm gonna take my time. When it's ready, it's ready. I'm not gonna have like a deadline to say when it's done. It's just ready when it's ready.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, that sounds good.
I don't want to rush it.
Yeah, and you can always do like this can stay open in demand for a long time, or you can do a second chance. And yeah,
Well, it's until I run out of comics. I'm getting a little low right now, but I still have some.
oh, cool.
I
So
still have
you're gonna
copies
like,
around.
oh, you're gonna probably sell out sooner or later on the entire first print run.
I hope to, but I still have books. I want to have some for the next campaign if there's any left. I can offer like a catch up tier. That's if there's any left.
Yeah.
But I want to kind of make it a collectible too. I don't want to just keep going back to the printer and keep printing comics. You know
Oh
what I
yeah.
mean, or anything like that.
But
Um,
yeah, it sounds like it's a great another fun like Comicsgate success story, and you put in all the due diligence and a lot of cool like just the work you put in to put everything together is it turned out was awesome product that
it was a
people
lot of work, man. Putting out a comic was not, hard, easy.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
I had to learn a lot of stuff. I didn't know nothing about streaming or promotion or anything like that. I didn't even want to show my face on screen. I never wanted to do all these streams, but I've been you know, trying to get the word out, and that's the only way to do it is by going out there and meeting people and talking to them and going live, and you know what I mean. You can't
yeah,
just post. You can't just put up a fucking comic book and expect people to back it. You gotta believe in your book. You gotta be
yeah,
excited about. If you're not excited about your fucking book and you don't want to talk about it to people, why does anybody want to back you? You know what I mean? Why? You
yeah,
got to believe in your project. A lot of people, I think, just throw their books out and they don't even believe in themselves or their project. They just like see somebody else made 20 grand or whatever. I'm gonna be rich. I'm
yeah.
putting out my
If they
book.
got dollar signs in their eyes, that's kind of
Yeah,
almost
they're in it for the wrong reason.
yeah. Those are the people that get bitter too, and then they
Yeah,
start
and they don't promote it themselves, and then they say, it's somebody else's fault, but it's not their fault that they didn't promote it.
yeah,
It's always excuse or whatever. You know what I mean? I don't
yeah.
have the time or whatever.
And
You need
if you do this stuff like getting on live streams, working with printers, ordering them, shipping books, like it's not that intimidating once you do it. And it is like you say, it's almost kind of fun, even live
Yeah,
streaming.
once you learn it and once you see how everything works, now I know I got a picture of everything and I know how it's done and I could do it the next time, faster.
Yeah, cool.
And yeah, I enjoyed every part of making the comic book except for the printing. That was the part that really, you know what I mean? Then you do all that work and then you get the comic in your hand and it's like really dark. It's not like what you expected. So I had to go in there and adjust all the printing files. That wasn't fun. But this time around, I have a different way of going about how I'm going to do things. So I learn from my mistakes or whatever. Or I just my process. I have a process now, I guess you could say, or I know what I'm going to do. The next steps are.
Yeah, cool. Yeah,
Um,
that's awesome.
I
That's
know you know it too. You know what I mean. You've been putting out your stuff. Um, Once you get in the groove and you know what you're doing, you can start putting out more books. But I don't want to churn out books either, though. I just when they're ready, they're ready. When they look good, when everything. I'm my biggest critic. You know what I mean?
yeah,
I want a good comic just as much as everybody else does. I don't want to put out shit like Marvel or whatever.
yeah. And
Or
you've been working with Aldous too, right? He's a good guy too. He's a great
yeah, I'm
artist.
working with all this. He didn't edit the first issue. The first issue was edited by Kurt Hathaway. But Kurt Hathaway actually worked for Extreme Studios, and he was the editor over there. For Rob Liefeld back in the days, and he did lettering on Youngblood on volume 2, I believe, of Youngblood. Did some lettering. And he did some writing too for Image. He wrote like Supreme, or a couple fill-in issues here and there of some comics. He's also the letterer on my book, and he made the trailer. So and the print files. He did my pre-press, so he kind of like guided me through the whole thing. You know what I mean? Told me what I should be doing, and
Cool.
um, told
That's
me like the what size the artwork should be. It's easier later on if the artwork's all the same size to resize it for the pre-press. I don't want to have my artist redraw panels or whatever because he did the artwork getting clipped off because the proportions are wrong or whatever.
yeah.
So he told me what to do from the start so I don't have to worry about those problems later on. So I'm glad that I chose him to work with.
Yeah,
So I
cool.
didn't
That's
know any of
awesome.
that stuff.
Yeah, that's a good guiding hand. That helps a lot to have that. That's cool. He did that for you, and then you can help Hojo after that. So
Yeah, Hojo and I are actually working together. He did a 12-page comic for me. I don't really want to announce the name of it or anything, but it's a short story, and
yeah,
Aldous has that as well, and he's looking at it right now. He's going to do some editing on that.
nice.
Who
He
knows? There
mentioned
might
that to me. Yeah, it sounds cool. I think he said that's one where he's really taken off all the shackles and he's just doing
Yeah,
whatever.
let him do what he wants to do. I like to give them people, their freedom to do what they
Yeah,
want to do. I don't want to, tell them exactly what to do. They got to when you're an artist or whatever, a writer, I think you should have freedom.
yeah,
You know what
yeah.
I mean?
That's cool.
To
That's
do
fun.
what you want to do, as long as it's within the realms of what I wanted. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Smokes Two takes a little bit of a different twist that I didn't expect it to take. I gave the direction to Mike, and he did go that direction, but then he gave it a twist that I wasn't expecting.
cool. That's actually kind
So
of fun to have it that way.
yeah, so we
Yeah,
work together. It's kind of like a collaboration. I told him like the points of the story, like what I need to be included in the story, and he fills it all in, and makes it a work.
cool.
I enjoyed it.
There should be more Mike Baron completionists out there, I think, especially within Comicsgate. He's got like Florida Man, he's got Private American, he's got the cowboy ones out now.
Bronze Star,
Yeah, Bronze Star, and then there was the cop one called the Thin Blue Line, I
Thin
think.
Blue Line, and Thin Blue Line 2 is on its way.
Yeah. So I recommend anyone interested just buy all the Mike Baron stuff because there's a
Yeah.
lot of it, and he's doing some awesome work, and it's all a lot of fun. I've just read Private American of all those right now, I
Did
think.
you
So
read it?
I'm jumping in. It was great, so I'm gonna get some more Mike Baron.
He's got 2084 coming out, and I believe that's going to be on the shelves, not a crowdfunding project, but it's
Cool.
like his version of 1984, like 2084, like
Oh,
the
that's
sequel or
awesome.
whatever.
Man,
Yeah.
that sounds cool. Mike Baron, man. I wanna
Yeah, man, he's been knocking them out of the park. He's at the height of his career right
Yeah,
now.
he
I'm
really is
serious.
put
Yes.
turning out a bunch of good stuff. That you could
Yes,
talk
he
to
said.
about him for that's cool. Like he's making, like he's has a lot of work too. Like it's not like you're saying height of his career. Like he is not
Yeah.
like begging for work. It's like he has more
No,
work.
no, no, no. I had to wait a while to get the script for issue 2. He's working on so many things right now.
Yeah,
So many
that's awesome.
projects.
Yeah.
He's also adapting books. Like he has to take. I forgot what book it was, but he's working on taking a novel and turning it into a comic book series.
Oh, cool.
You know how they do that adaptations of the big novels and turn them into kind of like Star Wars novels and turn them into comics or whatever.
Yeah.
So he's doing that stuff too, and I think he's got another Nexus story brewing somewhere. I
Yeah.
like to see another Badger.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Yeah, and he worked with Steve Rude for so long and they're still buddies. And I'm like, I didn't know I'm not that much of a comic like historian, I guess. And I just found out about Steve Rude through Mike Baron through Comicsgate. So like a year ago I found out about Steve Rude. And that's another guy where I'm like, he's kind of like Mark Silvestri. Like you could make an argument that this guy is the greatest ever. It's so good.
Yeah, I love Steve Rude's work, especially like his what is it? Space Ghost. You ever see his Space Ghost stuff?
No, I've just heard about it. And I can picture
Oh,
him being so perfect. It's kind of
you
Nexus.
sh- yeah. Google his some of his artwork. It's unbelievable. That guy is so talented.
Yeah.
Uh, the dude. They call him the dude. Steve the
Yeah,
dude.
yeah, that's what
Yeah,
Eric calls him. He just calls him the dude. That's
the
awesome.
dude. Yeah, he just calls him dude. I was
Yeah,
at his table before when he called him up and he's talking to the dude or whatever.
yeah, that's funny.
Uh, but yeah, they've known each other for a long time since like the '80s or whatever. But
Yeah, they got started. I heard the origin story from Mike on a stream, but yeah, it was like someone called him and he went and met this. They're like, you should meet this guy. He's showing us some art, and he wasn't even in comics at the time, but he was looking to get in. He was like worked at an insurance company or something. I hope I'm not getting that too much of that wrong, but he goes and meets the guy, and he
uh,
sees the art, and he says, I gave up my dreams of being an artist at that point. And he said, so what do you want to do? And Steve Rude said, well, I want to work in comics, but I can't write. What do you want to do? And Mike Baron said, I want to work in comics, but I can't draw.
Mike does draw a little bit. What he used to do is he used to draw the thumbnails out, like the layouts of the pages, how he wanted them, and give them to the artist.
Yeah, that's cool.
He
That
was,
comes in handy. That's a good way to
yeah,
put it.
he could draw all right, little doodles and stuff.
Yeah. So that's funny. We're still chatting. I'm keep thinking I'm gonna end it, but I kind of do have some stuff to get to.
Yeah, yeah. I don't want to hold you back if you got to do some fulfillment or whatever.
Yeah, so I'm gonna get into fulfillment for the evening, I think, and get a little dinner or whatever. But yeah, this is great chatting with you. We'll just do it again. We can be in touch and chat whenever on my channel or yours or anything. And
Yeah, if you want to come on and promote whatever, just let me know and I'll get you on there. We have a fun time. I think you'll enjoy it.
cool. Yeah, thanks. Yeah, and everyone smokes the fox. Like keep an eye out. Almost 10K, which is super awesome. It will get there, but
I'm gonna do it no matter what it takes. I was
yeah,
thinking about doing a marathon stream where I'm gonna do like a fucking 48-hour stream or whatever it is. Whatever
yeah,
it takes, have people like stream for me while I'm sleeping on my
yeah,
channel. Whatever it takes, I'll do it. You know what I mean? I'm so close right now. So
yeah. That's a good idea. All right, I'm gonna chat as also. Thanks for being here. 18 people watching for a lot of the streams. 18 people, so thank you everyone. Caleb here the whole time. Jamie Max, what's up? Jamie Max says, "This is not my house." I'm like, "Yeah, this is my parents' house. This is where I do most of my fulfillment. I drive the 20-minute drive and work here. I don't even have a TV yet in my house, so at least here I can watch
I
TV.
don't even watch my TV. I don't even know why I still have cable, man. I'm wasting like I don't know, $160 a month or something for cable, and I fucking barely even turn the TV on anymore. There's nothing really on. Just a
Yeah,
movie once in a while on Showtime or something I want to watch, like one movie out of like 25 if I'm lucky.
you know
You know
what
what I
I
mean?
watch sometimes is Tubi. Have you ever heard of that?
Yeah, I watch Tubi and Hulu and
Yeah, just
fucking
some of that.
Peacock
But
or whatever the hell it
yeah,
is.
you could if you save $160, you could put it back into comics or whatever.
Yeah, I just gotta talk my wife into it, like she doesn't watch TV as much anymore either. She used to watch the Kardashians and all that shit. I don't know
Yeah,
how anybody could watch that shit, man.
I know it's life's better without TV. I'm pretty sure. I really like movies, and I'm very skeptical of TV. But people,
I enjoy watching, other YouTubers, like other comic skaters,
yeah, that's true. YouTube
stream.
is kind of still
I
pretty.
better watch fucking Ethan stream than some of the shit on most of the shit on TV actually. But
Yeah,
yeah, I do like movies. I mean, so that's why I keep my cable just for movies.
yeah, yeah. And movies aren't like it's only 2 hours of your life. Even that is potentially long these days. Or we all got ADD, but TV shows, I'm like, I can't do it. 8 seasons, I can't do it.
No, I don't do shows anymore either. After Dexter,
Yeah,
I'm done watching like any kind of series. I can't invest my time into like all these episodes and watching. I don't have the time or the patience or want to. And nothing really interests me. There's no shows out there that I really want to watch.
yeah,
I don't know.
yeah. All right.
I'm
Well,
picky.
with that, I am going to click the end. I'm clicking it right now. It's getting clicked.